I think I go to dance class because of you. I'm like, oh, I might be around Tatiana. I want to look cool. I want to be good. Achieve, believe.
Achieve, believe. I'm Tatiana Maslany. I play Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk.
Hi, I'm Ginger Gonzaga, and I play Nikki Ramos on She-Hulk. And we're here with 17 to play Superlatives.
But before we get started, don't forget to tune in to Disney Plus to watch the show, She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Ginger Gonzaga.
Oh, stop.
No
Thank
question.
you.
She's got the fastest brain of anybody you will ever meet. It is intimidating and it is exciting to play with.
I think Josh Segarra is very funny too. Yeah. He's so quirky.
Yeah.
He's a quirky creature in a leading man's body.
And he's also the biggest like nerd of anybody I've ever met.
Yeah.
Like he like loves comic books and wrestlers.
Wrestlers. As you do. Oh God, Jamila.
Like,
it's an art form.
Yeah, she's amazing. Ginger Gonzaga.
Oh God.
Like no question.
Oh,
As is evidenced by this outfit.
Who, me? I would say I'm at least the most fashion obsessed if I'm allowed to claim myself.
I feel like also a new Valia.
Yes, our
not
director.
cast. She's a director, yeah.
Yes.
And like truly every day she would come to set, me and Ginger I think would leave the scene to go on and like find whatever outfit she had like come on with and buy it that day.
And slowly but surely we'd show up to set awkwardly kind of dressed like anew. We'd be like, what? A blazer and biker shorts and a crop top? Yes, yes, yes. And the next day we're like, well, I don't know. I don't know how I got inspired. I just bought this. I just had this. It's just something I loved, always loved. Definitely not you. You have dots all over your face.
That's right.
Anyone in prosthetics, but we don't have a lot of prosthetics.
You had a lot of changes.
Anytime I have to change in a day, it's like brand new glitter makeup look, and then it takes a long time.
Because I also found on your Instagram, you have like a story behind each look.
Yes.
I love that.
Oh,
I didn't know that. I knew there was like a lot of curation, but I didn't know it was like
we tried to base all of our looks on some women in history, sometimes just a disco ball. But a changeover where you're like, oh, Nikki has a new scene. Everyone's like, oh no. They gotta wipe off her whole face and make something else weird. Oh,
yes.
Jessica Gao. She's not the cast, but she's our writer.
She has these, what are they called? Gao family dumplings?
Yes, Gao family dumplings, mochi cake, which she will make a gluten-free version if you ask. And
Brussels sprout salad. Cucumber, spicy cucumber.
Some sort of amazing rib situation. They're very yummy.
She made pasta for us one night.
Yes, bolognese.
Yeah.
Yeah, that apparently takes 8 hours. I was just always eating SpaghettiO.
Yeah. They're like straight out of the can.
Yes. Oh, Tatiana.
I don't agree.
Down. She's being modest. She is beyond skilled. You are a cool dancer. You are a good dancer. It is impressive.
We would find excuses for dancing to happen either off camera or on camera, even if it made 0 sense.
Yes, and Wong would DJ. And by the way, when I say Wong would DJ, he would DJ in costume and happened to have traveled from London with his DJ gear.
Yeah, like truly brought a deck to set on his last day.
Yeah.
And was like spinning like UK house tracks.
No, but Tatiana, she is with a very skilled, famous dancer. And and the scene initially is much longer. We all came to watch it, and Tatiana serves it so hard. Like, I think I go to dance class because of you. I'm like, oh, I might be around Tatiana. I want to look cool. I want to be good. Achieve, believe.
Achieve, believe.
Prankster? Do we have a prank? I'm glad we don't have a lot of pranks.
No, there was no like hijinks. It was very serious set.
Yeah.
We let the goofs happen on camera. We're professionals.
Yeah, we are very serious professionals. Obviously, we are serious here. No one's doing any jokes. Social butterfly? Well, Jessica Gao, our writer, is bringing all of us to her house all the time. Yeah. I feel like I'm like a walking paperless post, and I'm constantly like hurting everyone and letting everyone know who's available on what day, and like with our schedules and our agendas, who would be available to hang out.
Which also makes you a great paralegal on the show.
I
would say you're like a great organizer.
I got those notebooks that have highlighters.
Correct.
Yeah, it's the least sexy way to be social, but anal organization.
There's a few great scenes kind of later in the season where it's almost absurd who all is there in these scenes. Doing those scenes, like, first off felt like, oh, we're doing a Marvel show. Like, we're doing a big Marvel show. But also the people who are like inhabiting that world are like the weirdos from the world, you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's not a lot of cool dudes on the set, and so there was a real sense of like outsider, like fun, and I think that's what's really special about this show specifically.
It's such a massive scene. There are so many people involved. You know, there's ladders where we're like, don't forget that's a monster and that's this. But then when you and I and Josh are in the back of the scene, we decided to dance in the scene, which no one was asking us to do. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, famous person there, big iconic character here. Yeah. Our characters are dancing. Nobody asked us to. Don't worry about it.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, she's in a motion capture suit. It's fine. Normalizing all of that weirdness.
Totally. That's the show.
Josh is such a hype man. So
Yes.
when he's like, let's go!
Yes, before every take, it'd be like, let's go! And there'd be like this energy that he brought. Anytime he walked on set, and it wasn't like a dominant thing.
It
was like
it's
a real
loving,
communal, like
come
draw everybody
on,
out.
team. Coming out of anyone else, it would sound fake. Like if I did it as a line read on a show, people would be like, Ginger, you're an overactor and that's insane.
Yeah.
But with Josh, it's him. He's like the best like hype guy.
Yeah, because he like cares so much about it and brings like his like nerdy enthusiasm to the, you know, to all the scene work and to his acting and everything. I would say, like, not that she was shy, but Malia, she's 6'7" and she stood in when I was playing She-Hulk. And she would like come in and like sit down in the chair so we could see how physically a person who's 6'7" sits in like a chair. Or like walks through a room or like enters a doorway. And she wasn't shy, but she was just very like, just like a great collaborator in the sense of like energetically and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and she's quiet while secretly having all these talents.
Yeah.
Where you're like, wait, I'm sorry, you can do a bunch of art. I think she raps. Like if you just start getting on her Instagram, you're like, oh wait, you have this really flashy skill set.
Yeah,
she's like
super humble, but like multi-talented.
Yeah, secret weapon. I love Renee Elise Goldsberry for advice because it'll be things like, I'll say, hey Renee, I'm filming right now and I already have a dog, but I would love one more. And she'd be like, do it, get 2 dogs. I had 2 dogs at your age. So it's things where you're like, she's convincing you to do things that might not be the best life advice, but I'm like, Renee, she's got a Tony. She had 2 dogs at my age. I'm gonna listen to Renee Elise Goldsberry.
I think that's very true. She, similarly to Malia, is like so humble, but like has this, like you said, Tony's like she's just and like comes to set with so much humility and so much precision. And I feel like that, even just seeing that, I was like, oh, she's like a surgeon. Like her like comedy and like her just like delivery is so surgical, like it's so precise.
And it would slay me because sometimes Anu would give her a note and not let me know what the note was. But sometimes the note to Renee would be to laugh back at Nikki in a weird way, and I didn't know it was coming, and she'd go, ha! In like this really weird, crazy laugh, and I would ruin it because I didn't know it was coming, and it was the funniest, weirdest, most surprising line read reaction thing ever. And so she's like, she like just comes in and goes, boom, bam.
Amazing. Oh, you do. Ginger once brought to set chicken chips, which I was like, that sounds horrific. Like I want nothing to do with it. And then I tried it and it truly tasted like chicken. I think it's real chicken, right?
It is. I've been preaching chicken chips. Cute name. They have since changed their name to Wild Chips. I don't know why. Chicken chips sounded cute.
Chicken chips.
But yeah, they taste like a chip, but then it's a bunch of protein. And you can put them in guacamole or whatever you dip the chip in.
Eating like honey sticks.
Oh yes.
You always have like a honey stick in your mouth. Which I think is because Ginger also like expends so much like energy just like existing. So like she's, your blood is full of honey.
Yeah, I have a pot of honey with me today. Like, here for the snack. And I'm always taking leftovers from Jessica and trying to eat them in the scene. I go, maybe Nikki's eating a mochi cake in this scene.
Jessica brought homemade mochi cake and potato salad to set on like the hottest day when me and Mark were filming outside in mocap suits. And we sat like in the heat eating mochi in our pajamas, and we were so full after. We felt like such crap, but it was so good.
Talented. I love Tatiana as a person, so it's not hard to play her best friend. And also, like I keep saying, like you act in a way that I love. I want everyone to be really brave and free and vulnerable when they're working, and that's what she does. And she's also insanely intelligent and intentional with everything she does. There's never a take that's not that I don't feel like I'm with Jennifer Walters or I don't feel like I'm with She-Hulk. And it was a wild thing to watch in every scene. I kept bugging her. I'd be like, oh, I see the comic book again. There was always a new thing. Sometimes it was her smile. Sometimes it was when, you know, She-Hulk is drunk or some walk, and like, it was almost as if she had a frame from a comic book drawing and her body just did it. It was wild.
Improv.
Oh,
truly. The first day that we worked together, we got to do these like great, just like very human scenes where Nikki is like drawing Jen out, and it really was just so much about the friendship. I was stepping onto like, you know, ostensibly like the biggest job of my life.
Yeah.
But yet it felt like, I felt like we were just playing.
I know, it was cozy and playful.
Yeah, working with Ginger is working with somebody who is always listening and who's always present and who's always like 70 steps ahead of you. So it really like keeps me on my toes and like keeps me present. She's just such a joy. I also love this like bubbly, like feminine energy that we got to explore in what's usually like kind of a boys club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's about like cool sleekness. And
Yeah.
and it was just like joyful, feminine, love, friendship, like all of that stuff. And she just brings that like with this massive open heart, and it's the most fun to work with.
Thank you so much. I also had a couple more things that I wanted you to say.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and don't forget to watch She-Hulk, Attorney at Law.
Oh, I always forget the tag.
She's got a job. She's got a job.
She's employed.
She's a career woman.
Thank you.
So,
okay.
Yeah, and she's a Hulk.
Yeah, and she's a Hulk.